What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. My name is Jeremy and this is Jeremy's Wild World. Now, so for today's title, today's video is going to be a really exciting one for me personally because it's all about true spiders. Now, this is of course being the top 5 true spiders I currently keep in my collection. Now, if you guys don't know me already, true spiders are definitely some of my favorites to keep, simply because of the variety of different species and types you can keep, from wandering spiders, wolf spiders, huntsmans, all the sorts. I'll definitely be showing you all of the ones I'm keeping today. Really exciting stuff. And basically what I'm going to try to do is basically explain why I like keeping these spiders and why you guys should keep some as well, because if you haven't kept any true spiders, you definitely should, because they're absolutely fantastic. Now, before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to quickly say that according to my YouTube statistics, a lot of you guys who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more, click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell down below so you don't miss out on future content. Now, without the chit chat, let's get straight into number 5. Alright, so starting off with number 5, guys, I thought instead of just showing you the actual spider and talking about it, I thought I'd talk about the family as well, because I realized when making the list, I have a different family for each one. So I thought, let's talk about the family and then show off the specific spider within that family. So for number 5 is going to be Cetenids, also known as wandering spiders, and today's one I'm going to be featuring is Peloctonus hematosoma. So here is her enclosure right here, and yes, this is a female. And if you guys know, the common name for Peloctonus hematosoma is the red fang wandering spider. Now, these are absolutely stunning, coming from Africa. Very easy spider to keep. As you can see, she's in one of my breeding tubs, and that is for a reason. So if I pick up this cork bark here, I'm just going to turn it around a little bit. She's currently sitting on an egg sac. Now, I'm going to try and see if I can just turn the cork a little bit, just so you guys can see her red fangs. I'm not going to put the flash on her too much because I don't want to stress her out. But as you can see right here, here she is, taking care of her egg sac, and you can see those beautiful red fangs. Now, as the name states, these are a wandering spider, so their main hunting tactic is to wander around at night time looking for prey, and it will typically go back to a nesting area. If not, if they find a nesting area whilst hunting and they want to rest, they will go into another area instead of sticking to one place like tarantulas typically do. They'll typically stay to one burrow until it's too small or they find a better place. But yeah, you can see right here, absolutely gorgeous, red face, red fangs, really intimidating. Like, I will see if I can find some threat posing photos of this spider, because their threat pose on these are very impressive as well. And definitely for keeping wise, Peloctonus hematosoma is a very easy spider to keep. Keep it on a decently humid enclosure. Despite being from Africa, they do appreciate humidity. One thing I will note with these spiders is that they are for more experienced keepers because of the potential venom potency. Now, although it isn't concerning, well, not concerning, more researched into whether the venom can affect us like Phenutria, which are the more stereotypical dangerous, air quotes dangerous, wandering spiders. But with the Peloctonus, it hasn't been studied enough. But I would not want to get a bite off these, as I have heard the bites are quite nasty. So definitely, if you guys are wanting to keep this species, definitely have some experience with some other spiders beforehand. If you're wanting to keep Cetenids, one I would recommend is Cupienus sale, commonly known as the tiger wandering spider. But yeah, so that is number 5, Cetenids, specifically Peloctonus hematosoma, absolutely fantastic to keep. Let's move on to number 4. So moving straight on to the number 4 spot, guys, just going to pan down here to the scientific name if you want to have a guess of what I'm going to be talking about next. If you guys do know your scientific names in regards to true spiders, I think it's pretty obvious, but if not, we're going to be talking about Salticidae. Now, Salticidae are commonly known as jumping spiders, and by the scientific name, if you guess Phidippus regius, you guessed correctly. Now, Phidippus regius are commonly known as regal jumping spiders, and luckily for us, they're very easy to get footage of because they are allowed to wander around. They're very curious, and they're not going to bolt away, though they will, they do get spooked like any other spider. But yeah, so they're absolutely gorgeous. This is my little female that I've been raising from a sling, from a breeding that I've done myself. If you guys want to check that breeding out, do feel free to check out the live stream on my channel. I believe skip to around 40 something minutes, and that's when the breeding takes place. But yeah, so this is one of the offspring. She's absolutely gorgeous, and I've just had a blast raising her. Now, the reason why I'm going to be talking about Phidippus reaches is basically because of the ease of care and the fact that they come in different colorations. Now, first of all, we're going to talk about those colorations. Now, Phidippus reaches do come in localities. Now, what basically this means is, you know, the same species has been found in different locations around the world. For example, there are localities within the USA, so like the Everglades and stuff like that. Then you have like stuff like Sorora, White Bahama, Rastafari Blue Mountain, and they all come in their own unique colorations. Now, this girl is actually a mutt. Back in the day when I was breeding jumping spiders, I did not know that you shouldn't mix localities, and now that I know, I will let you guys know. If you do plan on breeding, do not mix localities, as it does muddy up the bloodlines for no reason within the hobby. But yeah, so this girl is a mutt, so obviously I will not be breeding her. Ooh, that's where they get jumping spider from. She's down here on the floor now, but that's okay. But yeah, so that's why they call them jumping spiders, because that's how they hunt. They're a visual hunter, and they will track down and jump onto prey with pretty good accuracy. Well, in the wild. I found that captive jumping spiders aren't the greatest at hunting prey, but they're still adorable and very, very curious. They're great for handling. They're just adorable. And yeah, going back to the localities, guys, they do come in different localities. I am working with a couple purebred localities that I mentioned, the White Bahamas as well as the Rastafari Blue Mountain, so hopefully I'll be able to breed those in the future. But yeah, so let's talk about care quickly whilst we're talking about Salticidae. As you can see, this is her enclosure right here. This is probably going to be her permanent enclosure. This is a 15 by 15 by 20 high acrylic enclosure with a magnetic lid. I did put a piece of concave cork bark hoping she would go behind it, but of course, as jumping spiders typically do, they like to web up the corners, so it would be better if you have a front opening enclosure, but something like this isn't bad whatsoever. You can see she's made her way back up top. And yeah, so they're very, very easy to care for, have good ventilation, which these do provide, and do spray every couple of days or so. Not too super humid, because most of the places where they come from is quite humid, but it doesn't stay wet. They do have their dry spells. But yeah, so that is basically it for Salticidae. Definitely recommend them if you guys are getting into true spiders. There she goes again, just on my floor now. But yeah, so let's end this off and move on to number 3. Now, swiftly moving along to number 3 on the top 5 true spider species I'm currently keeping in my collection. I'm going to give you guys a little guessing game by this little molt helmet or carapace. I like to call them helmets when it comes to these specific spiders and Salticidae. So yeah, let's have a little guess what you guys think we're going to be talking about next. I'll give you guys a couple seconds. And if you guessed Ericidae, you are absolutely correct. So yes, we're going to be talking about Ericidae, number 3 on my list, Ericidae. So commonly known as velvet spiders or ladybird spiders. Now, I believe ladybird is more in reference to the mature males in certain species. But yes, so this is, we're going to be talking about my Erica species Blue. As you can see, this is her enclosure. Really, really simple, but nice and small. And to be honest, guys, when it comes to Ericidae, I definitely prefer them over Salticidae, well, hence why I put them in front. But in general, I do believe that when it comes to the comparison of Salticidae and Ericidae are definitely the ones that I would recommend as a beginner true spider in comparison to Salticidae. And we'll be talking about that now. Basically, the reasons why is because of the way you keep them. So this is an enclosure for an adult female. As you can see, it's not very big. If you guys haven't checked out me setting up this tub enclosure, and putting it together and rehousing her, definitely do check that out on my channel. But you can see here, not very big enclosure, basically the size of my palm for each side. This has come from Unseen Universe. Mitch and Gav sorted me this enclosure out for this beautiful female, and I really like the way that it turned out decor wise really gives that naturalistic deserty look. And yeah, so basically the reasons why I prefer these Alpha Sorticidae is where you house them. You can keep them in pretty much smaller enclosures. They don't need a lot of climbing space because they don't really climb around. They stay in their web tunnel. And the main thing for them is you keep them bone dry. Now, yes, guys, you don't need to mist them. Maybe in the summer, give them a light misting. But pretty much throughout the year and most of their lives, you do not need to spray them. You can see the substrate here, guys. It is bone dry, practically mostly sand. Because these guys do not like humidity whatsoever. So that's why I believe that they are a great beginner species in regards to true spiders, because you don't have to worry about maintaining that optimal humidity like you do for younger Sorticidae. But let's just have a little turn around and see if we can have a little peek and take a look at this beautiful female. So as you see right here, guys, is pretty much an update to that video. She did exactly what I wanted her to do, which was build a little web tunnel behind this cork bark piece. Right there, and you can see her little face. Now, these are absolutely adorable. Just take a look at that face. Like, you can't tell me that's a scary looking spider. Just looks so derpy. She is, of course, upside down, but it looks so derpy and so cute. Oh, she doesn't like the light. Oh, she's tucking herself away, bless her. But yeah, so that's why. Oh, look, she's just completely closed herself up. Oh, and yeah, they don't really like the light. They don't really like coming out of their web tunnels. So that's why I believe velvets aren't as popular, because with Sorticidae you can handle them. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last clip or not. Pretty sure I did, but I'll mention it here. Sorticidae, you can take them out the enclosure and handle them, unlike with these guys. They don't really like coming out, so you don't really want to take them out of the enclosure. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for Ericidae. Now, these are definitely fantastic, and hopefully I will be able to breed her in the future, so that might be a exciting video to come along, fingers crossed. But yeah, so let's see if I can get a feeding clip of her, and we'll move on to number 2. We're getting closer and closer to the number 1 spot, guys, on the top 5 true spider species I keep currently in my collection. Now, I hope you guys have been enjoying the video so far. I really like these top 5 videos, so hopefully I'll be making more in the future. But let's talk about number 2. So here's the scientific name right here. If you guys want to have a guess at what spider this is, feel free to do so. It has been featured on my channel before. That's a little hint right there. But yeah, so let's just have a quick look inside the enclosure. As you can see, she is being kept in a little plastic tub that drills some holes on the side. It's a clipped one, so they stack. Really fantastic. I love using these kinds of enclosures and tubs. But yeah, a little bit of moss in the corner, some cork bark pieces for her to hide in a water dish, and I'm just going to cover up her burrow there. Ooh, you might have had a quick glimpse right there. But yeah, so let's go back to the scientific name and have a guess at what I'm going to be talking about next. If you guys guess Lycosidae, you're absolutely correct. So next, on the number 2 spot on my top 5 true spiders I currently keep in my collection is Lycosidae. Now, Lycosidae are known as wolf spiders, and the species we're featuring today is no other than Hogna carolinensis. Definitely one of the most impressive wolf spiders we can keep in the hobby at the moment. So I'm just going to give a little zoom in here, because luckily she's poking her toes out and we can get a good look at her right there. Now just take a look at those colorations on the feet and the legs and body in general. Those mixes of light and dark grey, absolutely beautiful, and those orangey gold chrysalis as stunning. Now with Lycosidae, what I love about them so much is their hunting tactics, and you can probably guess at how these guys hunt, judging by those big eyes right in the middle of a carapace reflecting the light from my phone. But yeah, so they are visual predators. They're absolutely fantastic, and hopefully later on I'll be able to show you how quick they can be. Really good hunters. They are visual hunters. They will track down their prey and they will chase it like no other. Absolutely fantastic. One thing I love about these guys is just in comparison to a tarantula, yeah, a tarantula will pounce and it will like bolt around and try to catch the prey, but nothing beats the speed of Lycosidae. Just absolutely fantastic. And with the Hogna carolinensis, as you saw from the enclosure right here, really easy to keep. She's been living in this tub, and this will probably be her permanent home. Oh, she's coming out more and more. fantastic stuff. But she's absolutely gorgeous, and with Lycosidae in general, they're very easy to keep. Most of them do come from like grassland areas, and they do live in little burrows like so. So you want to make sure that they have enough substrate that they're able to dig out and make a burrow, and then they can hide underneath. As you can see right here, she has dug this all out herself and has a nice tunnel going around here, and she does have other spots where she can go underneath, like this corkbark piece. She can hide under there. She used to live under here when I first put her in there. But yeah, so yeah, very easy to keep. Same with most true spiders, just keep them a little bit humid. Some wolf spiders do prefer to be a lot drier, so hence why literally like the corner is a little bit more damp than the rest of the enclosure. But yeah, so basically Hogna carolinensis and Lycosidae in general, absolutely fantastic, and hopefully I can get a feeding clip of her. Gonna try my best. She has eaten quite recently, so not gonna guarantee a feeding clip. Same with another one spider that I'm going to be featuring in just a bit. But yeah, so let's get into the #1 spot for today's video. I'll try to get a feeding clip of this absolutely gorgeous female Hogna carolinensis. So taking the #1 spot on my top 5 true spiders I currently keep in my collection. As you can see, it's being currently kept in a bioactive enclosure. Ooh, now I don't typically do these kinds of enclosures, but I do want to do these more often with my adult females, simply because they look great and that they maintain humidity within the substrate, as you can see, for longer periods of time, thanks for the clay balls and the mesh. But yeah, let's stop talking about the enclosure, and let's talk about the top spider family that I currently keep in my collection. Now, if you guessed Spiracidae, you are absolutely correct, and here is the species I'm featuring today. Now, the common name for Spiracidae are the Huntsman spiders, and this is Heteropoda lanula. I don't believe they have a common name as of yet, but they are absolutely fantastic. Just take a look at this adult female. Really stunning, has some beautiful coloration. You can see just faintly a little bits of reflection of purple on her legs. Now, when they're younger, they do have more purple to them, but the colorations for them is just absolutely fantastic. Now, what do I love about Spiracidae in comparison to my other true spiders? Well, because they're very easy to care for. Typically with the more humid liking Spiracidae, it's very easy to keep just like this in a bioactive enclosure, or you don't even need to do bioactive, just ensure that the substrate is humid. There's a nice ambient air humidity and kept warm as well. As you can see with this Heteropoda lanula, I'm keeping her in a glass custom Correa enclosure with a pothos plant, nice big corkbark tube, and there is some moss there just in the corner, as you can see back there. Sorry for the glare. I do have to record this in the dark because she does not come out during the day. She basically hides within the corkbark tube or just behind here, and then comes out to explore at nighttime. And do excuse the poo and stuff on the glass. That's just to be expected with display enclosures and Huntsmans. They like to poop, just like a Viculera. They poo all over the glass. And you can see big poo stain right here. She's a well-fed spider. But other things I like about Spiracidae is the fact that they come in all different shapes and sizes, and they just specialize in all different kinds of things. For example, you have Heteropoda David Bowie, of course named after the late David Bowie. I've captive bred those, and they are absolutely stunning. Big fluffy spiders, bright orange. You have the Heteropoda bowi, which are a lichen mimic. You have unique species like Cerebalis negabensis, which is a desert huntsman, which actually live terrestrially in comparison to most Spiracidae, which live arboreally. But yeah, so Heteropoda lanula, like most of the humid loving species of Spiracidae, very easy to keep. Basically all you want to do is have a corkbark piece that's, you know, slanted or tube, just so that they have a place to hang down and molt from. Feeding wise, they're very easy as well. They are a visual hunter, and they do also hunt using vibrations, and they can pick those up with these little hairs that they have on their legs. Very, very sensitive. Oh, she's just moving just a little bit, but I hope she doesn't run off camera just now. But yeah, you can see I am recording in the dark, because that's one thing with Sparassidae. They're more of a nocturnal hunter, so you don't typically see them out during the day, but at nighttime, if you do catch a glimpse, you can get a torch and shine them. You can do the feedings at night as well, because they will come out during the night, because you know, their body clock is used to coming out and hunting in the dark. That's why they have such good vision as well, in order for them to hunt properly. But yeah, so that's basically it for Sparassidae, and I really hope you guys enjoyed my top 5 true spiders, and I hope that this, just cleaning herself there you go, check them out. I love the fangs on these Heteropolanula, nice bright orange. But yeah, thanks for that. But yeah, so basically that's the end of today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I did inspire some of you guys to start keeping true spiders, because they're absolutely fantastic, and you know, it'll be nice to establish some true spider species here in the UK in order to reduce the need to wild catch. And yeah, so she's going to say goodbye, and let's get right into the outro of today's video. So that is in today's video, guys. What do you think? Really happy with how my top 5 true spider species I currently keep in my collection ended up turning out. And I know it was more of a top 5 true spider families I currently keep in my collection, but nevertheless I did feature certain species, and I think I got some absolutely fantastic feeding clips for each species. Especially that Heteropolanula took down that prey much more quicker than I was expecting her to do so, because you saw from her abdomen it's quite chubby. Did not expect that Hogna carolinensis to actually take the prey as well. You can see in the clip that she was actually threat posing and slapping the ground, and I didn't think she was going to eat it, but she did end up taking it. So that's why I'm glad I kept recording. And yes, so if you guys like these style of videos, do let me know, and I can always try to do some more of these style of videos for other species of inverts I keep in my collection, so like miscellaneous, top scorpions and stuff like that. If you have any recommendations, do let me know. And question for today's video, guys, is there a true spider species or family that I did not mention today that you guys like keeping? Do let me know down in the comments below, and let me know what I should get if I haven't kept it already, and why, if it's your favorite, of course. So that's in today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd really appreciate if you would click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell down below, so you guys don't miss out on future content. I'd also really appreciate if you guys are following me on Instagram, Jeremy's Wild World _ as well as Jeremy's Wild World.sales. I really act on Instagram, posting pictures and videos of the animals and inverts I keep when I don't upload on YouTube. That's all from me today, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.